Former top aide to Canada's Trudeau pushes back amid brewing political scandal. Vermont Public Radio. Updated at 9:26 p.m. ET. A close ally of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau testified before Parliament on Wednesday, hoping to quell a growing political scandal that has already forced 3 high-level resignations. At issue are allegations made by Canada's former Attorney General, Jody Wilson-Raybould, who says Trudeau and his inner circle intervened inappropriately in the criminal prosecution of a powerful engineering firm, SNC-Lavalin, headquartered in Trudeau's home city of Montreal in Quebec Province. The firm is accused. It is a perilous moment for Trudeau, in part because many of those leveling accusations against him are friends, former allies, and members of his own cabinet. His office announced that the Prime Minister will speak directly to Canadians about the crisis Thursday morning in Ottawa and take questions from reporters. During explosive testimony last week, Wilson-Raybould said Trudeau, Butts, and others pressured her over a series of months to soften prosecution of Lavalin in order to shore up the Liberal Party's popularity in Quebec ahead of this year's elections. She says they threatened. She was later stripped of her post as Attorney General and eventually resigned from Trudeau's cabinet. In his own testimony, Butts attempted to refute Wilson-Raybould's account, suggesting that high-level discussions of the Lavalin matter focused appropriately on how the case might affect jobs and employment, not on political repercussions of the case. He said Butts said he was startled when he learned that Wilson-Raybould felt the secret talks had threatened the independence of the criminal justice system. During roughly 2 hours of testimony, Butts faced often hostile and skeptical questions. They came from In a further blow to Trudeau, his Treasury Board chair, Jane Philpott, stepped down Monday after blasting the Prime Minister's team in a scathing public letter. The timing couldn't be worse for Trudeau. Canadians go to the Prime Minister himself has said repeatedly that he did nothing wrong. He told reporters. An earlier version of this story incorrectly said Gerald Butts testified on Tuesday. He testified when N47. While the U.S. dairy industry has welcomed the new trade deal with Canada and Mexico, Canadian farmers say it will further erode a support system that has kept markets strong and many dairy producers profitable. Starting Wednesday, the sale of recreational marijuana begins in Canada, following a law passed over the summer. Says anyone in Canada over the age of 18 is allowed to possess marijuana, provided it's less than 30 grams, just over an ounce. Canadians can also